What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's a boy Vusi Max back at it with another one. Listen, man. This video came a bit later than I usually post, but I'm really sick. But I just felt like, you know what, I can't slack and not like send out this analysis video or whatever. So it's here, right? It's here. Pay attention to it and subscribe to the channel. But I think we hit 700 subscribers right now, so that is super duper lit, right? So let's just keep the momentum going. I'm gonna keep the content coming through for y'all. So stay tuned. I got the NAS100 analysis, right? Got the NAS100 analysis. I know you guys have been like waiting for this one, so it's finally here. Don't sleep on it, and then we're gonna see what's up, right? So let's get right into it.
Juki got the sauce, bitch.
So we kick it off with the NAS100, and I know a lot of people have been waiting for this one, right? So I'm just going to show you the movement that's been happening here on the daily time frame. So if we just zoom out a bit, we can see that like here we've been like on an uptrend. Like NAS100 has been on an uptrend for the longest time, but there were like areas where the price was retracing against the trend, but it always seemed to pick up. Just like if you look at here, the price was basically retracing against the trend, right? But the trend always seemed to come back stronger than how it was before, so we end up making new highs. And I just want you guys to pay attention to this run that like occurred starting from August, right, till the current price, till like February, because then we had, I'm gonna zoom in a bit more, because then here we had a rejection of the trend line, and we know that like in a ascending channel, the price bounces down, it bounces back up, and until eventually there's a breakout on either side. So what happened here is we got a rejection there, and you can see it in detail if you go to the H4 time frame, right? And then it seemed like the price would like go to make a low, or at least like go to the midpoint of these two trend lines, right? But no, this was a I don't want to really call it a fake in, but it was a fake move. It's sort of like it's called a bear trap, where sellers get trapped into like opening a trade too soon, right? And then we see a breakout there, and then like I thought like at first I thought like we would get a retest there, and then the price will continue to go up, but then we did come back in the channel. And this is like, it's weird. It's always weird for me when this happens, because retests are always the best like to trade, because it's pretty clear where to open the trade and stuff like that. So when it comes like back inside the channel or the range, because this is support and this is resistance, you never know how it's going to behave. You never know if it's going to like follow the rules that it was following before we had the breakout. But yes, it did, right? Because here we had a rejection, and then basically we came back to test this support there before breaking back down again, right? So basically we broke. This is why I say this chart is a bit weird, right? We broke out on the upside, right? And then we came back inside the range, and then we broke out on the downside. You feel me? So we broke both sides of the trend lines, right? And then the price came back up here, and then kind of like pushed inside the range again. And then from that point onwards, like we've been following a new structure. So I want to show you the structure that I'm talking about, right? So in order for you to understand where this black line that I drew here comes from, first thing we need to do is we need to push back this trend line like so it doesn't interfere with anything that's happening in this zone right here. Then now we're going to go to the H4. So when you go to the H4, it's going to be pretty clear, right? So this is how the price looks in the H4, right? So now the highs, if you pay attention to the previous chart, the highs on the previous chart, on the daily chart, the highs and the lows aren't visible. But now when we take it to the H4 time frame, that's where we can clearly see the highs, low, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and so forth. And then now the price is here where we made a higher, where we made the peak, I should call it, right? So now I'm going to zoom in to the price action that's here, right? So now what I want you to look at, hey, my charts are frozen now. I don't know what's going on. Okay, it's fine. So what I want you to look at now is the price has made contact with this trend line once, twice, and now it seems like it's about to do the same thing for the third time, right? So what we're going to do here, fam, is we're going to draw a reversal line starting from there, from the peak. And then it's going to connect with this week, and then we're going to align it with the trend line. And then it's going to look something like this. So now the price action is going to look like this. What this means, guys, right, is we're looking to buy into strength. So this whole thing that's happening there is just the price is just correcting, right? It's reversing against the trend. So what we're paying attention to is we're paying attention to the first candlestick, because this is on the H4 time frame. You need a candlestick that's gonna cross this reversal line and go on the other side, right? Because now all the price action is happening on the left hand side. So the first candlestick that crosses to the right hand side, that's what you wanna use to enter into the market. And then thing is, you also gotta join my free WhatsApp group. The link is gonna be in the comment, in the pinned comment, right? So with the group, what I basically will do is I'll include all the SLs and the TPs for the trade for when I open it. So what you only need to know is you need to like buy into strength, and your signal is gonna be that when the price crosses this green trend line. So you can just go over and implement the same chart or the same setup into your platform. If you're using MetaTrader or whatever, just go and implement the same thing there, and then it's just gonna be easier for you to open the trade, and not have to question if whether or not it's the right time or whatever. But remember, always wait for a candlestick close, right? Let's go to the next chart. So we're gonna go back into the EURUSD, and this one we made money like 2 weeks before, and then last week that's when I took a L because I entered into a sell too prematurely. I entered at this point instead of waiting for this rejection. But as you can see, guys, I want you to pay attention to this. As you can see, like I opted for a sell from this rejection candlestick, right? And then it hit SL, which, it is what it is, but you would never know, even from this bearish candlestick that we had after this 3 bullish candlesticks, you would never know if it was going to continue. So you have to go according to the strategy. And then now it seems like the price is going down. Now we have to wait for the price, right? Because basically what's been happening is this is an ascending channel, just like on the NAS100. So we're getting higher highs and higher lows, right? So we need to wait for a higher low, and then we can buy into strength. So that higher low might come here. We might see a rejection here, or we might push through. If we push through the price, that means we can sell and then probably take the TP, probably take the profit at this resistance zone right here, or this support if we push through. But that's going to depend on how the market reacts there. So that's what we need to pay attention to this week, right? And then you can go into the H4 time frames, and then you're gonna see more of the same thing. So in the H4, this is basically what I'm telling you, fam. We need to just wait until the price gets here, where there's a confluence, because it's a resistance zone and it's also a support zone via the blue trend line. So we're gonna see how that reacts, and then we'll probably buy into strength if there's a higher low there, or we'll sell as we go to a lower level below that, right? So that's exciting. Let's go to the next one though. So the last, excuse me. So the last pair that we're gonna look at is the GBPUSD. So the GBPUSD, we had done an analysis on that. We had a major trend line, which was influenced by the peak on the daily time frame, as you can see, and then we had a thing. We had a low. This was the lowest low that we have on this chart, right? So now what's happening was the price is sort of like consolidating between these areas there. But since it's a daily chart, we can find trends within that we can find trends within that correction phase, right? So let me just show you what I'm talking about in the H4 time frame. The H4 time frame, we see when we observe the relationship between the lows and the highs, we see that the lows are going higher and the highs are going lower, right? So that means somewhere between these two lines, the price was about to run out of space. So it either could have broken out to the upside or to the downside, and it chose the downside, but then we recovered, and then now it's above the trend line, and now the trend line that we just crossed now, right? Because the price went and made a high, right? So when it went and made a high, now it seems like you're coming back to retest. So what I'm looking forward to see is a higher low. If we see a rejection here and a higher low, then we can buy into strength. You understand? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this trend line, the green one, because the price already broke that. I'm gonna draw the reversal line starting from there to downwards, and then that's gonna be the signal to buy, and then we're gonna push higher to this trend, to the black trend line, right? So this is what it looks like now, right? So the price, just like I showed you in the previous setup, it's running out of space to maneuver in between. So what's gonna happen is the price either has to break to the downside or we have to break to the upside. And on the first candlestick close that we have on the right hand side of this green trend line, that's when we're gonna buy. Then we're gonna see if we can go and climb the price until we get to this major trend line there. So that's what I got for you. Alright fam, so you just saw how clean the charts are looking. So I just hope you're ready. I just hope you got the accounts, the funds and everything ready for this week. So let's get the bag this week, guy. Stay blessed. Subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you think of the video. Hey, I'm gonna see you on the next one, fam.